What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Today I'm going to be reacting to a short clip by Kevin Samuels. This was like from a few days ago. The topic the topic is, how do you want your man to cheat? This is interesting. This is mainly geared toward, well, actually, average men are mentioned in this clip, but you know, most women don't want average men. And I wanted to react to this because I just want the everyday average man to understand what you're dealing with going into the dating market. This is why working on your finances is so important. You know, it was one of the reasons why, like when I first started this channel, I had started investing in like 401k, IRA, crypto, you know, trying to develop some passive income, and then, you know, start developing other streams of income also. Because as men, especially the everyday average man, you know, if you don't really have like a set of skills, or if you didn't go to school, you got to find other ways of, you know, find other means of making making ends meet. You know, it's funny, man. They always say when money comes power. I never realized that will play in the realm of relationships also. All right, but without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. I know I'm talking y'all ear off.
If you got a problem with your man cheating, did you have a problem with him cheating, or is he just not doing it responsibly? Do you have a problem with him cheating, or do you just have a problem that there's no rules? Because if you don't want him to cheat, then get an average man. No disrespect to my average guys, but I need you guys to understand it's a matter of options.
Now I wanted to stop right here, because when he said that, I can understand why some average men might get offended by him saying that, but let's be real here, man. Even the average man can cheat if he really wants to. I've had multiple chances to do it, and till this day, and I know there's some women watching, y'all probably gonna hate me for saying this, but knowing what I know about female nature now, I wish I would have cheated. Every relationship I've been in, I was faithful, only to turn around and still sit here in front of you single. So that right there goes to show you that even if you're a man that's wanted by other women, if you're not exercising that or showing that it can be exercised, seem like women take it for granted, man, and they usually end up going for the guy that other women want. You know what I mean? And that's the funny thing. It's never that I couldn't cheat. It's just that I didn't, because I believed in the Disney fairy tale that we've all been told growing up, and we all know now that that's a lie. So I just wanted to stop that right there, because like Myron Gaines said, you only as faithful as your options. I'm like, just because a man average don't mean he can't cheat. I'm like, I just want to put that out there. All right, let's keep it going.
And it's one thing to say what you would and would not do until those options are presented. Let me give you an example. Even as an average guy, excuse me. Go buy a silver wedding ring. Go buy a silver wedding ring and just put it on. And go out to and do the things you normally do and watch how differently women look at you. You become magnitudes more attractive to other women because of a wedding ring, because you're pre-selected now. Sexual pre-selection.
He is not lying. So I wanted to grab this, y'all. One of my ex-girlfriends from, oh my God, I don't know how many years ago. She gave me this, right? Until this day, I've held on to it. And you would be surprised how much more attention that I get when I wear it. Because it's exactly what he said, pre-selection. And I remember I was having lunch or breakfast with my aunt and my mom one day, right? And my aunt was telling me, she was like, Jerome, she was like, I don't know what it is about women and why they won't marry men. She was like, but she was like, find you like a band or something, or some kind of wedding ring. She was like, just wear it and go outside. It works. I'm telling y'all, it works. It's sad, and it's for the reasons that Kevin Samuels say. I'm like, and Fresh and Fit mention it, Donovan Sharp mention it. A lot of these content creators mention it, man. It is pre-selection. I don't know what it is, but women are just wired this way. I don't know any other way to explain it other than they're just like that. Like I noticed it even at my job. Like I got a particular co-worker who we bumped into each other, and come to find out, he was like, he knew like a lot of people in my family on my mom's side, because they all grew up downtown together. Now mind you, this guy is, I think, how old is he? Got to be about 40. I want to say like 41, 42, somewhere. He up there, you know what I mean? Older than me. When I tell you, and he's married. Women at my job know this man is married. I'm like, don't you know these women are still throwing themselves at him. This man's still catching bodies left and right. I'm like, just at my job alone, this man probably got a double-digit body count. And these women know he's married. They know he's married. They don't give a damn. And they know he ain't gonna leave. They know he's not gonna leave his wife for any of the. And not only that, these women know that he's screwing other women at the job. On top of that, and these other women still want to screw him. Is it that powerful, ladies? Let me know in the comments. Let's keep it moving.
Anybody? They are mad at me. I know they're gonna be mad at me. This is why I say my content, I'm a men's advocate, but I'm also, and why do I tell these truths? Because I think it's far better for women to start understanding the truth that's been hidden from you. Too many people have been lying to you ladies and telling you these Disney fantasies, and you can have this and you can have that and it doesn't matter. No. Men want a little variety from time to time. Sometimes he don't even want to be around you. And if you start learning how to use the mistress, the jump off, that chick to your advantage, that's a smarter woman. Instead of pulling your hair out and worrying about what he's doing, this or that. Because the reality is this, ladies, gentlemen, understand something. Ladies, understand something. You want a man that other women want. Then what do you expect to happen? You expect to have the biggest, baddest dog on the block, and then him to sit there and act like a cat? No, you want a man that other women want, other women are attracted to, but women want, far too many modern women want that man just to be all yours, because that means she's tops.
Ooh. Never looked at it that way. Interesting. Wow. You know what? One of the things that I like about Kevin Samuels is that you can always count on him to make you look at things from a different perspective. I never really looked at it that way. And I gotta go back again. And the reason why I never looked at it that way is because we were raised on this Disney fairy tale. And that can be confusing. Ooh. Yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments about that particular comment, because I never looked at it that way.
They get mad at me. Hey, I didn't make it this way, ladies. And like I said, you don't have to deal with this. You don't have to accept any of this. You can choose. You can choose, if you so choose to, you can choose to just say, you know what, screw this. I don't want to deal with any of this crap. I want somebody who's going to be solely dedicated to me and only me for a lifetime. And therefore, I will just get me an average guy. All right, cool. But then as long as you treat that man with respect, as long as you treat that average man with the same amount of respect you would give the man that you really want to deal with. And we know the reality of that.
See, that right there is what worries me. That right there is what worries me. Yep. And I kind of got to go down memory lane to some degree. And I hate to say this because it's about my folks in particular, but I think this is what my parents' situation was. For the subscribers that are who've been with me from the beginning, like last year, because a lot of you guys are recent subs, like within the last month or so. I've done videos on how I was, the dynamic of my parents growing up. For y'all that don't know, my mom was the breadwinner. And we just always had this kind of dynamic in my house where it seemed like, in my opinion, my mom wore the pants, and I even tried to call her out on it recently in one of the videos I did of me and her having a conversation, and she really didn't want to just flat out and say yes, which of course that's what women do. They're really good at deflecting. That's why when I recorded that video, I was making notes of it and posting it for the viewers to see, man, because I'm even my mom, damn near 70 years old, I'm even she's gonna deflect and not give you a straight answer. Female nature is alive and well regardless of age. So that was always my thing growing up, because I always kind of looked at my parent, I always kind of looked at my dad as kind of the submissive. It always seemed like he played that submissive role. He did all the manly stuff around the house, But when it came to like decision making and having a last word, he wasn't really given that. And I always wonder in the back of my mind, like, how would my mom, being with a man that made more money than her? Because my mom made damn good money before she retired. My mom was making like 70, 80,000 a year before she retired. So like she was definitely making enough to live on her own and not necessarily need a husband per se. So this is one of my biggest concerns, because I saw it in my own house. Now, you can look at the videos of the conversations I had with my mother, and yeah, she's gonna say otherwise, but if y'all understand female nature like I understand female nature, y'all know that my mom wasn't keeping it all the way 100, and that's cool. Because if you understand female nature, you expect that. Women are never gonna be as forthcoming as men, because we speak in literal terms. They speak womanese. So I just know what I mean? It's a big concern, man, because I saw it and I see it in real life. Men generally are not happy in a relationship if they're playing the submissive role. Just from my experience, this is generally what I see. Hell, I can go back to my last relationship, because everything was about her, not about me. And it seemed like every decision that I wanted to make was the wrong decision, when in reality it was actually the right decision. It just didn't align with what she wanted. So therefore, she would guilt trip me, gaslight me, narcissism. She did whatever it took to get what she wanted out of me. And I fell into that submissive role. It's like, I tell y'all these things, man, because I don't want to see anybody else. I don't want to see any men go through the BS that I went through as a man, trying to deal and understand women. Because women that sit over here and tell you that there ain't no good men out here, but if there weren't really any good men out here, content like this, content like Kevin Samuels and all these other content creators, they would not have the success, and they would not be trending the way they are, or they have been for the last few years, if good men did not exist. These kind of spaces exist because good men do exist. The problem is we're being mistreated by women, and we're being overshadowed by bad men. That's the problem, in a nutshell. We can dive on a little deeper, but y'all know where it goes. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I just kind of went like on a whole rant, man, but let's keep it moving.
They'll do it for the wrong reasons. They'll do it and say, you know what? I'm cool. I deal with the average guy. But we don't want to see you treat the average guy like Jada treats Will. Gentlemen, don't do that to yourself. As a guy today, if you're halfway awake, you know what the dating situation is. The dating situation today sucks for average men.
Yep.
In general, it does. Why else do you think people are looking at this content? Why do you think people across the world are looking at this content? Because what's going on in particular in the Black community is a predictor of could happen to other people if we don't start getting this stuff under control. You don't get 7 billion people on the planet with monogamy. Ladies, if it comes down to being married, having a family, having a legacy, can you stand some cheating? Let's open up the call lines. I really want to hear women.
That's a good question. Gonna go ahead and end this here. So my final thoughts. You know, what I'm noticing is these women don't want these kind of men because of the men. They want the lifestyle. And that's fine. You know, you can want what you want. The thing is, I don't think women realize what comes with dealing with those kind of men. And since the beginning of time, any man worth a damn, they always had a harem of women, or they had multiple women, side chicks, whatever you want to call it. It's been that way since the beginning of mankind. Less than half of the male population since the beginning of mankind has procreated. Almost all of women since the beginning of mankind has procreated. Women outnumber us by millions on this planet. So when women say they want monogamy, it's kind of contradictory, considering since the beginning of time, y'all been, whether it's been willing or unwilling, sharing men, because most men are invincible to you. Women, oh man, I hate to say this, but women have done this to themselves. This goes all the way back to the feminist movement. That's where it starts. That's where this problem started. And it's brought us all the way here to where we are now. To a point where women are in the workforce now, making damn good money. But now because of it, now they gotta have a man that makes more, you know what I mean, more than them, twice as more than them. And they still want to be able to have their own money while the man provides for them. In an economy where, you know, average people, I mean, you need both incomes to, you know, live a pretty decent life. I don't know where we go from here, y'all, man. But like I say, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Before it gets better. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Share your thoughts. And again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, oh yeah, and make sure you guys are hitting the notification bell too. All right. Deuces.